1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
Game 77, Red Sox at A's.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1971-74 Summer Carryover League. We got a series in the American League between teams who won their divisions a year ago. Happens to be Boston versus Oakland. Oakland, of course, went to the World Series, losing to the Reds. Boston had an outstanding year, besting Baltimore and New York to win the East. They've been in the playoffs. Oakland beat Boston in the playoffs last year. And so this should be a fun series. And we've played one game. Let's go take a look at what happened in game number 1 of this series, because it was a fun matchup. Game 1, Louis Tiant, a starter 9 with an ERA below 2, versus Vida Blue, a 24-game winner with an ERA below 2. And it does not disappoint, folks. And you have to be a little unorthodox trying to get runs in this one. Top of the second inning, you get a Dwight Evans triple. Then after a strikeout, you get a pass ball foul out, and the unearned run scores on the pass ball for 1-0. So Vida Blue's a little perturbed. They got a run off of him. It was unearned. Bottom of the 6th inning, a walk, 2 outs, and then number 9 hitter Dick Green. Yes, the Dick Green. Guy hit 12 home runs with the card he's using. And yeah, 12 home runs isn't bad for your number 9 hitter. And he took Tiant out. It's 2-1. Then in the 8th inning, a ground ball to Bert Campaneris. Thought he would improve defensively. He didn't. He made another error. After a hit and run single, there's a sac fly, and the game is tied at 2. And again, Vida Blue's very perturbed. 2 runs, both unearned. We go to the 9th inning, and by the way, Tiant and Vida are both starter 9s, which means they can go 10 if I want. In the 9th, Vida Blue strikes out Andrews, strikes out Fisk, and Dwight Evans grounds to third. Bottom half of the inning, Joe Rudy flies out off of Tiant. Reggie singles. Now Reggie's an ace stealer, so he's held on at first, and Bando pokes a single through the hole between first and second. Reggie gets to third. So with runners at first and third and 1 out, it is Claudell Washington, the rookie, the 19-year-old rookie from 1974, clean single to center off of Tiant to walk this game off. A 3-2 final for the Oakland A's in Game 1 of the series. So that's how it starts. More classic baseball. It seemed a lot of walk-off games. A lot of strange errors in games, some amazing starting pitching. Seen just about everything in the young season. And in Game 2, back here in Oakland, oh my gosh, we got a nice matchup. So Boston went out in the off-season and were able to package Reggie Smith and Sonny Siebert to the St. Louis Cardinals and acquire Rick Wise and Ted Abernathy. And Rick Wise is your starting pitcher, folks. He actually, with his 71 card, was a Philly, 17-game winner with a 2.88 ERA in 272 innings in 71 with the Phillies. Interesting because we know that is the player who gets traded for Steve Carlton, of all people, as Carlton leaves St. Louis to go to Philadelphia in 72, and that's when Lefty puts up 27 wins. But anyway, Rick Wise is a Red Sox sooner than expected. And the big reason why the Boston did that was because Sonny Siebert's going to turn into a pumpkin soon, and Rick Wise will pitch throughout the decade, for better or for worse. The Oakland A's will counter with their number 2 guy, who is the number 1 guy on just about every other baseball team in the major leagues. Catfish Hunter, 1972, 21-game winner with a 2.04 ERA. Which is sadly 22 points worse than Vida Blue with a 2.04 ERA, is your number 2 starter. Rick Wise, Catfish Hunter in the Coliseum Fun matchup. Let's get started. Leading off for Boston, their base-stealing king, Tommy Harper. 310 flies to left. Rick Miller, the young Rick Miller, 47 lines to short. Carlton Fisk, 55. Short X, this is Campaneris, and he makes the play. Bottom of 1, it is Campaneris leading off full-time this year. 310 strikeout. Last year, Campaneris did not draw a lot of walks, and he split time at the top and bottom of that lineup. But this year, the A's are committing to just leaving him alone at the top, finally. Mike Hegan, 39 is a walk. Joe Rudy, 63. First X, this is Yaz. He's a 2E15 at first base. But it's a single off of the 2 Yaz. So there's 2 on with 1 out. And here's Reggie. 67 off of Wise. Is double 1 to 5. And that's going to be a double. That'll score a run. And Rudy is at third with 1 out. Sal Bando. 59. Short X. John Kennedy is a 3E32 at short for Boston. And it's a GBC which scores a run. And a runner goes to third. And there's 2 outs. And it's Claudel Washington. Again, the fans give the youngster a nice ovation here for winning Game 1 with a walk-off single. 610 off of Wise is third X. This is Petrocelli, a 2E11 at third. Great defensive third baseman, makes the play. 2-0 Oakland. Will that be enough for Catfish Hunter? Carl Yastrzemski, 1-4 is a fly ball to right. Rico Petrocelli, 2-9 is a strikeout. And Larry Stahl, 1-9 is a double. John Kennedy, 63, second X. This is Dick Green, a 2E12 second baseman, makes the play. Bottom of the second, it's Gene Tennis. 310 is a fly to left. Tom Haller, 112, pops to second. With 2 outs, it's Dick Green, 2-8, rolls to short. We go to the third. Hal King, 6'10", catcher's card. This is, Tennis is a 47. He makes the play. Doug Griffin, 1-6 is a clean single. Back up top to Tommy Harper. 57 is a strikeout, and with 2 outs, it's Rick Miller. And 2-5 rolls to third. Bottom of the third. Bert Campaneris, 68, single 1-3 off of Rick Wise. Cannot get it. Mike Hegan, 1-9 is a K. And Joe Rudy, 5'11. Pitcher X, Wise is an E0 pitcher. You still roll them road pitcher E0s, not home ones, and that is an out. We go to the fourth. It's Carlton Fisk, 33. Rounds a short. Yastrzemski, 312. Rolls to third. And Petrocelli, 1-8. Let's take a look finally at a guy. Rico Petrocelli's brilliant 1971. I know it's a step down from 69, but everything has to be a step down when you're a 40 home run hitting 2E16 at short, which is what Petrocelli was in 69. He's now a 2 at third base, and he hits 28 home runs. So no slouch there either. 1-8 is homer 1-4 fly ball. Unfortunately, he misses the homer, and it's a long fly ball. Your best chance against Catfish Hunter is going over the wall a couple times with solo shots. Seriously. Two runs on 2 solo homers is better than getting 2 runs any other way. Reggie Jackson, bottom of the fourth, 67. This is double 1-5 off of the Wise card. It is a 2-base hit, his second one. Sal Bando, 58, second X. This is Doug Griffin, a 1E19 at second. So Reggie goes to third. They're going to bring the infield up. They don't want this to get away from 2-0. Claudel Washington. Let's take a look at the card. So there it is. Claudel Washington rolled a 3-5 to walk off game 1. He just rolled a 3-5 again here. It's a single to center field. Claudel had 234 plate appearances. Would play in the 74 World Series, do very well in it. Hitting 285. And that is a single to score a run. He's not a base stealer yet. He's a D stealer. Runner at first, 1 out for Gene Tennis. 57's a K. Tom Haller, 48, pops short. Oh, it's 3-0 with only 5 innings left, enough for Catfish Hunter. Could very well be. Larry Stahl leads off. He doubled his first time up. 46, pops the second. John Kennedy, 111, flies to right. And with 2 outs, it's Hal King. 56 is short X. This is Campaneris, a 2, and he makes the play. Jim Catfish Hunter is throwing a 2-hit shutout. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay, bottom of the 5th. It is Dick Green. 310 is a single. Bert Campaneris. 1-6 is a 6. 4-3 double play. And there's 2 outs. Mike Egan, 211, flies to center field, says Rick Wise. Let's go to the 6th inning. It's Doug Griffin. 210. Let's take a look at the Griffin card of 72. 01 second baseman. It's 260. Probably his best year, I think. He's always going to be, well, he's going to be a 1 a few times. Never hits for much power. 260 might be his high average. Anyway, 210 here is homer 1 of 4, fly ball the rest. And again, the rest. You can't get the solo homer off a Catfish Hunter, you're going to struggle. You got to get some of those. Tommy Harper, 49, pops to second. And Rick Miller, 64, and there it is. Catfish Hunter, 6-4 is gone if you got power. And ladies and gentlemen, they gave Rick Miller power against righties with 5 homers and 280 at-bats. All 5 of those homers and 89% of his plate appearances. So they gave him power. That's gone. Enough said. 3-1 game. Carlton Fisk is the batter. 56 is a strikeout. So 1 run on 1 hit, and it's a 3-1 game. Bottom of the 6th, Joe Rudy. 1-8 is double 1 and 10, a 2-base hit. Now Reggie with 2 doubles already today. 111 rolls to second. Runner goes to third. They're going to bring the infield up again. They can't afford to let these individual runs come in. Sal Bando. 54 off of Wise is center X. All you need is a sac fly here off of 1 center fielder, so you have to avoid the fly ball 8. Rick Miller's a 1E6 in center field, so you got to plug in the 1 and in E6. And they get it. They get a break. They get the fly ball B instead of the number 8. If it's just an 8 out, it means it's not a tag up. But a fly ball B is. And that makes it 4-1. Lyle Washington. 4-4, center X again. And he's out. Back-to-back balls hit out to Rick Miller. 4-1 into the 7th we go. It's Yastrzemski. 1-4, flies to right. Quiet day for Carl. Petrocelli, 57's a K, and with 2 outs, it's Larry Stahl. 55, second C. Stretch time here in Oaktown. We are enjoying the Cooper sessions of 1969. Shuggy Otis, he big fan of the Oakland A's and often plays his concerts for them. And the Al Cooper session. Al Cooper and Shuggy Otis doing this blues number. One Room Country Shack. Shuggy Shuffle, double or nothing, 1969. Great stuff from the legends, Al Cooper and Shuggy Otis. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Gene Tennis. 57's a K. Tom Haller, 111, pops the first. Dick Green, 1-7 is a K. Well, it's a tough day to be Rick Wise, going on the road and facing Catfish Hunter. Just didn't make the pitches when you needed to. Didn't have, 7 innings, 4 runs. Yeah, it is what it is. He's a starter 8. May or may not continue into the 8th inning, depending on what happens here at the top of the 8th. For the Red Sox, it'll be John Kennedy. 37 is a K. Hal King, 1-8, flies to right, and with 2 outs, Doug Griffin, 63. Second X, this is Dick Green, a 2 second baseman, E12, and he makes the play. What can you do against the great Catfish Hunter in this situation? if you're not hitting solo home runs. Bottom of the 8th, we'll have Wise take the rest of the afternoon off. And we'll get to see some of the younger pitchers in Boston. Let's have Chuck Seal back. Actually was in the Tiger system, but he showed up in the Red Sox draft. Chuck Seal back of 1972, I believe. 9-8 with a 2.89 ERA for a Tiger team that would have won the American League East. So he's got a nice little pedigree here, even though we don't hear much more from him in the future. Bert Campaneris leads off in the bottom of the 8th. 55 rolls to second. Mike Hegan, 35 is a single. Joe Rudy, 2-9 is a 5-4-3 double play. Nice inning for Seelbach getting out of that. We go to the 9th. Hunter is a starter 8, but no danger of breaking. 3-run lead. Dave Hamilton and Raleigh Fingers are available for the save. You would think, and maybe, let's see, Vida Blue through a complete game. Just maybe, yeah, I think they're going to take Catfish out just to let their bullpen get some work, get a save. So Raleigh Fingers will come in to get a save, get some work, something to do for Raleigh. The whole bullpen had the day off in game 1. You don't want to go 2 games without using your relief pitchers. They'll get stale on you. So Raleigh Fingers will come on in the 9th. And he'll face Tommy Harper. 1-4 rolls to short. Rick Miller, 56, short X. This is Campaneris, is a 2. And he makes the play. And with 2 outs, it's Carlton Fisk. Let's take a look at Fisk before he swings. This is his 72 Rookie of the Year card. 22 home runs, a 293 batting average, and a -3 arm. And my goodness, you know, him and Munson throughout this decade. The American League, you know, this was a fantastic era for catchers because Gene Tennis also is putting some nice numbers up. Bill Freehan, also in the American League. American League's got some nice guys at catcher during this era. The pitch to Carlton Fisk. 63, pitcher X, Fingers is an E11. And that is your ball game, folks. Pretty workmanlike effort. And this is how Oakland plans to do things this year. It's Blue and Hunter. They like to win both of their starts, and then it doesn't really matter what Kenny Holtzman and Lynn McLaughlin do too much, they think. Because Vida Blue and Hunter, you're not going to get 3 or 4 or 5 runs off of them, is the theory. Poor Boston is just in the way. The Red Sox are just on the schedule at this point, and they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Raleigh Fingers gets the save. Catfish Hunter, 8 innings, giving up just 3 hits, a solo home run, no shocker there, no walks, 5 strikeouts, no complete game. And Seelbach gave up a single. Rick Wise did an okay job. You know, 6 hits and 4 runs. They were all earned, a walk and 5 strikeouts. 1019, 0108, 4713, 4713, 0515, 505. That was game number 2. Well, Boston's going to have to get on their high horse, get back in the friendly confines of Fenway Park, and start putting some crooked numbers on the board, or the start of their season is going to be perilous. The Oakland A's now, after a rough start against Cleveland, they're now 3-3, hitting .225 with a .294 ERA. Nothing to write home about. Boston is 3-4, .207 with a .303 ERA. Pitching is much further ahead of the hitting. 77 games in to the season. My goodness, a .253 batting average, .318 on base, a .329 ERA, and a .136 whip. Pitching's ahead of the hitting thus far in the early part of the season. All right, that's a wrap. We'll give you the results of Game 3 in Boston. It will be Kenny Holtzman for the A's, and it will be John Curtis for the Red Sox. Game 4, if necessary, will be Lynn McLaughlin, former Red Sox, against the Spaceman, Bill Lee, if necessary. We'll give you the results of that at the end of this video. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Okay, so here's the box from Game 1 where the A's won 3-2. That was the game Vita Blue beat Louis Tiant. Then in the game you just saw, it was Oakland again, 4-1 final. Catfish Hunter beats Rick Wise. So the question is, what does Boston do when they come home? Do they put up a fight in game number 3? The answer is, heck yeah they do. It's going to be Kenny Holtzman, who they acquired him last year in Oakland because Blue and Hunter aren't enough. You got to have a 3 and a 4, or makes it moot to have a stud 1 and 2. And Kenny Holtzman struggled last year. Well, guess what, folks? He's struggling again this year. Kenny Holtzman can't make it through 5 innings today in Fenway Park, and a lot of pitchers have met that same fate, as it's the hitter's park, and 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, a strikeout. Meanwhile, John Curtis has having himself a nice day in Fenway. This is a one-sided game. You get a sac fly by Andrews, 1-zip, sac fly by Evans, 2-zip. In the 5th inning, a walk, 2-run homer by Fisk, solo homer by Evans. In the 6th, a 2-run homer by Mike Andrews. It's all academic. It's a 7-0 game. Curtis leaves after 7 just to take the day off and not finish his shutout, so Boston's bullpen can get some work in. Roger Morant makes it interesting in the 9th by giving up 4 hits and 2 runs. Anyway, Boston wins 7-2 in Game 3, and Oakland has that same question they had a year ago. Can they win a World Series if Kenny Holtzman is ineffective? So we will go to Game 4, and this is another well-pitched game. Oakland's going to put Lynn McLaughlin out there, signed in the draft. He had no number 4 starter in the organization. They had to go into the draft and find some guy. They plucked Lynn McLaughlin out of the Boston farm system as Boston filled up their pitching staff and they had no room for Lynn, so Oakland swiped him away. The Red Sox would counter with the spaceman. Or excuse me, it would be Bill Lee in game number. I gotta move this line over here. The line's the wrong pitcher. Anyway, something I can fix. Bill Lee versus, there we go. Bill Lee versus McLaughlin. And in the top of the 2nd, it's a Reggie double, RBI single by Orlando Cepeda. Haven't heard from him yet this year. He contributes. Top of the 2nd, a walk, a single, a 2-out RBI single by Angel Miguel. Haven't heard from him all year. 2-0. Bottom of the 3rd, Mr. Lynn McLaughlin's a little wild here. A single, 3 walks. Boston gets a run. It's 2-1. Stays his way to the 6th. 2 walks, 2 outs. Burt Campaneris, 2-out single. It is 3-1. The rest of this game, it's all pitching, folks. And frankly, Bill Lee had himself an interesting day. 8 innings, 10 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Pitched good enough to win in Fenway. But the truth of the matter is the Red Sox just could not get Lynn McLaughlin out of this game, even though he walked 6 guys in 7 innings. He walked 5 guys in the 2nd and 3rd inning, but after that he settled in. Oakland used a trio of relievers, Ron Taylor, Bob Walker, and Dave Hamilton to finish this game. Oakland does indeed get themselves a road win in Game 4. That's a big move for them. I'd like to see road wins, particularly against a good home team like Boston. Oakland wins in Fenway by a score of 3-1, and they win the series by that same 3-1. So that means that Oakland is back up to 500, and the Red Sox are a half game under after the first 2 series of the year. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you next time.